Hello and welcome to another Get Good at Business highlight. I am your host and business coach, Taylor Proctor, here to help you get good at business so you can get back into the heart of why you got into business in the first place. And of course, we do that through utilizing the areas of the I move method, which stands for intuition, marketing, operations, velocity, and execution. So today I'm super excited to be joined by the wonderful Georgia Ryle, and she will be sharing the behind the scenes of her business and how she works within the areas of the I move method. So Georgia is a transformational life coach and energy healer. She empowers entrepreneurial women to overcome limitations, embrace their true selves, and embark on a transformative journey of self-discovery and healing. She helps you shift your perception and mindset to see a better perspective of your life by filling you with self-love and confidence and freeing you of self-doubt, pain, and fear. You will leave with a smile on your face knowing something has shifted and changed. Georgia, I'm so excited to have you on the show. Part of this is that we have entrepreneurs at all different levels and in all different industries with all different backgrounds because as we share our stories, we can learn and get good at business from a variety of people. So I'm so excited to dive into you and your story. So thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So, with that said, let's kick things off. What was the journey, the path that led you to become a transformational life coach and energy healer who is specifically working with entrepreneurial women?
Well, it started off as a health journey. At 16, I knew something was wrong. Didn't couldn't quite put my finger on it. Thought I knew from doing a little research, but of course the doctor says, nope, that's not it. Everything's good there. Fast forward, by the time I was 40, I finally am like, I am sick of hearing the same answer every time I go to the doctor. I've got to get this. We're going to run all these tests. We're going to find out. We're going to get to the bottom of this, exactly what it is. And as I suspected, I had hypothyroidism. And if I had listened to my intuition, at 16, even at 20 or 25, I would have discovered this a lot sooner. Unfortunately, following the doctor's orders, if you know anything about the thyroid runs a lot of our systems in our body. It regulates the heartbeat, our body temperature. Um, my mind just went, oh, the glucose, that kind of stuff. And so when it's out of whack, everything tends to be out of whack. So that meant my blood pressure was out of whack, my glucose was out of whack. Um, I was getting adrenal fatigue and gaining a lot of weight. And so when I finally decided enough's enough, I'm going to a nurse practitioner, a functional nurse practitioner. She helped me determine that I had Hashimoto's. That's how far it had progressed. And so with her help, I healed my Hashimoto's. And it was just amazing to find out that the body was such a beautiful, magical healing thing. And so from there, I became certified as a health coach. I realized I was an energy healer, very intuitive, um, became a Reiki master. Then I ended up going into life coaching, and transformational life coaching is one of the tools that I use. And it's very powerful. It definitely uses the intuition and hypnosis and other things that I do. So it's been a magical journey, and working with other women, especially those getting off the ground, and even those that have already been working in the business for a long time, they're not where they thought they would be. And so I found that there's been a lot of blocks holding them back. Of course, a lot of this is here. We think it's out here, but it's so much in here. It's stuff that happened to us many, many, many years ago. We're just still kind of living with those blocks, those resistance, those beliefs that we can't do certain things. And once we break down that, we can do so much more. We just, when we allow ourselves, we give ourselves. I was reading a thing today that says, I can't wash the dishes. Well, why can't you wash the dishes? Because I have to rinse them and I don't have the energy or the mental ability right now to rinse those dishes. So put them in the dishwasher, wash them 2 times. No, you can't do that. He says, who says? What's the rule? Where is this rule written that you can't wash them 2 or 3 or 4 times if it takes it? And so I'm like, that just made me think this morning. I'm like, That's what our problem is. We set so many rules and boundaries for ourselves that we limit ourselves. Why do we do that? And so that's what my job is, to help break through those barriers and those limitations that we put up for ourselves.
I love that. And it reminds me of the story of around here we share a story that's about it's called like the ham. And it's tell me if you've heard it, where like they cut off the
I love
ends.
it. Yes,
Yes.
I love
So
it. Yes.
for our listeners, the same concept of the husband's married to his new wife and she's making a ham and she cuts off both ends of the ham. And he goes, "Why do you cut off both ends of the ham?" She goes, "Oh, I don't know. That's just how my mom did it," right? Just an unwritten rule that like that's how we do it. And so then the next holiday that they were over at his mother-in-law's house, he says, "Hey, by the way, like, why do you cut the ends off the ham?" She goes, "Well, I don't know. That's just how my mom does it. Let's go ask her." She's sitting in the chair. Goes and asks the mom. She goes, "What are you talking about? I cut off the ends because it wouldn't fit in the pan." And it's like how much goes to waste? How much opportunity is wasted in our lives because we have these unwritten rules that either have been passed down to us or we made ourselves for no reason. So I think
Right.
that's such an incredible thing that you help people work through. And I can totally see how entrepreneurial women can need that because often say 80% of it is mindset. Once you've got your product and you know what you're doing, like 80% of it is mindset. And it's those beliefs that can keep us stuck.
And one other thing I found out, it's not just entrepreneurial women, it's intrapreneurial women, those
Hmm.
leaders in those groups inside of corporations. And I'm like, oh, another eye opener for me. Because I really didn't think of that in the same way. And today I was talking to someone, I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense. So whether you're an entrepreneur with your own business or you're an entrepreneur, you're that leader inside that division or that department. It works both ways, right?
Yeah, I love it. So obviously, intuition played a big part in your journey and in starting your business. How do you continue to tap into your intuition to really understand the needs and the challenges of your clients? And how does this direct and guide how you move your business forward?
Well, one of my gifts is when people come to me and tell me what's going on in their life, I can see a bigger vision for them than they see for themselves. And I also get nudges that tell me things to tell them to try or to do, or have you considered? You never want to tell anybody what to do, right? Because I'm going to tell you I'm not doing it. But if I say, have you tried this? Or have you thought about this? Then those are the kind of things that I like sharing with people. And it's really sometimes off the wall stuff. Why would, where did that come from? Why did I even think of that? And what does that got to do with their business? But it works, you know? So it's that being open to receive and listen, even when it doesn't make sense.
Mhm. And so how do you utilize your intuition in like your offerings or in the direction of your business?
Um, I try to think of where my past clients have been and what they've gone through. And like right now, I've got a workshop that I'm going to be doing shortly. And it's talking about all those blocks.
Mhm.
And so I think about where I've gone and probably what they're experiencing. And I allow my intuition to guide me into potential answers for them. Now, is it always right? Not 100% of the time, but whose intuition ever is 100% right on the money, right? Um, but when you're there 80 and 90% of the time and you're trusting what's coming up, and part of that is interpretation, right? You
Mhm.
can interpret things incorrectly sometimes. But that's what I do. I just see what comes up at the time, see what would be a good fit for my next client, my next offer. So that's usually how I do it. It's just see what comes up.
I love it. Well, you mentioned you have your upcoming class. You've mentioned, okay, what comes up for the next offer. A huge part of that is, of course, marketing, the M of our I move method. So, what strategies or channels even do you use to reach and connect with that target audience of intra and entrepreneurial women?
Well, I use my personal Facebook profile to put posts out there to talk about what I'm going through. Of course, also to share my personal journey with my family and my friends and what I'm doing. But also to uh, help others learn uh, what some of their struggles may be. Because, sometimes we know we're struggling, but we really can't put a label on it. And
Mhm.
so I try to help put a label on that. I also meet new people in groups that I'm in. I also message people on Facebook Messenger. I send emails. So I do a little bit of everything. Most of it within Facebook. Occasionally, I'll go into LinkedIn. And of course, my Facebook is also tied to my Instagram account. So it's going back and forth there. Um, I don't get inside of Instagram quite as much as a lot of people, but that's because I'm more comfortable in Facebook. I'm of that generation, sorry. I like to get in Instagram and check people out. I don't necessarily put something in there because I'm still trying to learn it.
Mhm.
Um, and my hat's off to those people who have grasped it and run with it. But that's most of it. I do post, I'll do some lives occasionally, Facebook Messenger. I do have a business page also,
Mhm.
um, simply because Facebook says if you want to do ads eventually, you're going to have that page. And so, and then collecting emails. Like in this event, I'm collecting emails so that I can let people know when the event's going to be, just to, sending the reminders out. And then later on, I'll have the ability to also let them know when my next event is, or hey, I'm going live on these days, or check out my newest post, or some stuff like that. So um, that's what I do.
I love it. So, obviously, that's a lot of moving parts and you're hosting events. How do you set up the operational systems to really make sure that you are effective and efficient in your business?
So I actually have two systems, which is probably not as efficient as it needs to be, but it's been kind of fun. One of them is where I can actually set up stages. So anywhere from meeting new people on Facebook to having conversations with them to, hey, I'm having an event. uh, would you be interested? This is what it's about. Would you be interested? And then kind of going through the motions, not through the motions, through the stages of, yes, I'm interested. Okay, then here's the link, register, to 3 days to the event. It's one day to the event. Hey, today's the day. Show up.
Right.
So I've got that one. And then my other one is, it's where I do my appointment setting, and it's also where I do my emails. So I love that one. It's a beautiful flow to it, and I can set up automations. And by automations, I mean I can set up like an email sequence for my event, or if I'm wanting to teach a new course, I can put an email sequence in there. Hey, I've got a new course. Check it out. This is what it is. If you're interested, let me know. I can send you a link to go look, or sending out, this is what's going on in my life, what's going in your life, just communication. So it's like any other one, it's just all inside my one package there. So it's, even though they're separate, they work beautifully for me because they send me reminders to remind me to go, hey, you haven't connected with this person in a while, you need to go make sure you check them out, talk to them, carry on the conversation, not just for sales, just, hey, this is a really nice person. She's got some fascinating things going on in her life. Go make sure you talk to her and connect again because it's been a couple of weeks. So it's reminders in there to remind me to do that, just to keep the connection going, whether it's friends or it's, clients or people that might eventually be interested in what I'm doing. So potential clients.
I love that. And I think you've hit the nail on the head too, where we can talk about systems and tools and things like that, but follow up systems are so important. And I love that. So let's move
Yes.
to the V of iMove, which is all about velocity. What strategies do you employ to really maintain that momentum, get that growth, and push the velocity in your business?
It's through that system with the follow up.
Mhm.
Because if you're not communicating with people, unless you're just been friends since you were little kids, or uh, you grew up together and you've got some kind of connection, it's really hard to keep a connection. Now, I've been very fortunate and I've taken a lot of classes, a lot of courses online. All of my courses since my master's degree, once I got out of college, everything else was online. And
Mhm.
so I've met some very amazing women. Most of us are connected on Facebook. Some of us are not. Some of us are connected in texting or phone calls. Um, and so it's been so much easier to keep up with them, through Facebook, through Messenger. Um, but we just have this really close connection, even though we've never met in person. I feel like we've been friends forever, and I feel like it's a really deep connection. So don't ever undervalue or underestimate the value of having friends virtually, even though you may never meet them in person. You
Right.
could still have a really strong bond. And I have met some since I've been connecting with people through my software. I have met some of the most amazing women that otherwise I never would have met. Um, I just took the chance, friended them. I liked their profile. I liked what they were offering, and I didn't connect with them just to be a client. I really was fascinated with what they were doing because I wanted to learn more about them, because they just, oh my gosh, they're just like super women. And I got to talking with them, and they just were just absolutely amazing human beings.
Yeah.
And I love this because it makes it really personal when you're having those conversations. But like I said, it also reminds me, hey, you haven't connected with Kristen in a while or Valerie in a while. You need to go speak to them and connect with them and check them out, see what's going on because they may have some exciting things and you might be interested in,
Yeah, absolutely.
or for referral purposes. That's another wonderful thing about it.
Yeah. So may I ask, what's the name of the tools that you use?
One of them's called 28 Lead Flows, and that is where I have my follow-up system in. And then the other one is called HypnoBiz in a Box. On top of everything else, I'm a hypnotherapist.
Mhm.
And so this wonderful, beautiful lady, Melanie McCool, created this system for specifically for hypnotherapies. Now, I've tweaked it a little bit where it's a little bit bigger than just hypnotherapy. But
Right.
she's got newsletters in there. She's got, when I say automations, they're workflows that say, okay, on day one, we're going to send this, and on day five, we're going to send this, and day six, whatever. And so it's a really powerful tool, especially when you need to send out a sequence of emails. And like I said, all my calendars are on there. I can put my available times, the days I'm not available. I hooked it to my Google Calendar, so it also, if I schedule something on my Google Calendar, it pulls it into HypnoBiz in a box, and it says, "Oh, she's not available on this day. Skip that. She can't have an appointment during that time." So they're very powerful tools. That's I was trying. Oh, I can do text messaging in there also, and I mean to phones, not just Facebook or anything. I can post. You can do my social media posts in there if I want to. So they're both very powerful tools, and to me, they have both have very unique um, tools inside of them for me to
Right.
use. So
They've streamlined your operations and allowed you to have those true connections, which are giving you that velocity in your business.
yes, yes.
Love it. So let's bring things home in the I move method with E, which is all about execution. What is the next big initiative, major thing that you're working on in your business?
Well, right now I'm having a workshop Friday, and it's hopefully one of many. It's not hopefully, it is going to be one of many. But this is for to invite people to a discover. Well, it's actually I call it the Be and Flow experience. I'm inviting them into a 1 hour call. I've got a program coming up that's a 6 week breakthrough, and it's a very intensive 6 weeks. And I'm really excited about it because it's going to help them break through those rules or those beliefs that are holding them stuck where they are right now. That's keeping them from moving forward because I want them to be in flow. I want the ideas to flow because when we're stuck in one thing, we're probably stuck in a whole lot more things, which means your ideas aren't flowing, your intuition is not flowing. Um, if you're having trouble in your business, it's probably reflected in your life also. So I see if I'm unblocking one dam, I'm also unblocking the other one. So
Yeah.
I see it as a bigger holistic picture than just I'm helping you with your business. I'm probably helping you with a whole lot more than that. So that's what I've got coming up.
Beautiful. So, for our audience, if they want to learn more about you, connect with you, learn about any upcoming workshops or that 6 week program, where can they go to learn more?
Well, 2 places. You can, get on a discovery call with me. It's https:// well, you know that part, bit.ly/discovery dash more. Um, that's my call link, or follow me on Facebook. My profile is Georgia White Ryle, and I put announcements in there, and all of my other contact information is in there also, so that's a really good place to go.
Excellent. Well, Georgia, thank you so much for being on the show today, for sharing your tooling, your expertise, and how you are using and working within your business in the areas of the I Move method. Thank you for being so real and so candid and for pulling back the curtain on your business.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. This has been fun.
Absolutely. So, for those of you watching, make sure you stay tuned. We will have more incredible interviews just like this one coming your way. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and all of those good things to the Get Good at Business podcast. We'll have more highlights coming to you. But in the meantime, remember that we can get good at business together.